What's up guys, Steve here with another unemployment update. Hope you're having a blessed Thanksgiving Eve. And in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you one state that has updated their systems and they can now process claims, get this, with a productivity efficiency rate increase of 4,000%. I'm going to be sharing with you the one thing that they changed and why other states might want to do the same. Also, we've received word of yet another state that is requesting that some people who have received PUA in their state pay it back. I'm going to be sharing with you why and what's unfolding. And at the end of this video, I'm going to be sharing with you just how bad the fraud is in California, how they did it and how much has been lost, and how it's pretty much too late now for the state. So I'm going to get you caught up on the latest as of today, Wednesday, November the 25th. But before we dive in, if you like and appreciate these updates, if you could do me a quick favor, it'll just take a second. Be sure to smash the like button. It helps out the channel. Like button, comments, and sharing these videos out to anybody who might need to see them. It helps out the channel. Thank you so much. And also, if you'd like to stay up to date on everything rolling out, be sure to smash the subscribe button and the notification bell so that way as soon as I upload these videos, you can get notified right away. And if you don't already, be sure to follow me on Instagram at SteveRam3. All right, you guys, so first up, we have received word of the unemployment claims from last week, and link in the description below to this article that reads, another 778,000 Americans filed first-time unemployment claims last week. The report reads, the recovery in America's job market is still painfully slow. Another 778,000 people filed for first-time unemployment benefits last week on a seasonally adjusted basis. That was more than 735 initial jobless claims that economists were expecting, and it's also higher than last week's revised number of 748,000. It's the second straight week that the first-time claims have risen. The latest unemployment benefits figures were released by the Labor Department on Wednesday, a day earlier than usual because of Thanksgiving. Also, keep in mind the fact that we're beginning to see lockdowns across the nation as we enter cold and flu season, and cases of the virus are increasing daily. And we hit an all-time new record high of over 198,000 new cases in the U.S. in one single day. Now, this just re-emphasizes to Congress that, hey, we need you to pass a stimulus package that provides extended enhanced unemployment benefits, as if we're in lockdown and businesses aren't open, people can't go back to work, which means longer unemployment. So we need them to pass that right away. However, as we wait for that, keep in mind the fact there are cities, counties, and states providing local funding to help you out during this time. Check out some of my previous videos to look into that and see what's available to you. Now, if you're unemployed in the state of Wisconsin and you've been waiting to receive your claim, I have some good news for you. As last month, they upgraded their systems and they're now utilizing Google Cloud, which has increased their productivity by 4,000%. Get this. They used to process backlog claims at a rate of 2,500 per week. Last week, they processed 103,000 claims in that single week. They're now saying that what they thought would take months to catch up on for their backlog will now just take them a couple weeks, and they're saying that all backlog claims will be caught up before the end of the year. So if you've been waiting, it looks like your money is going to be on the way very soon. Now, the person you have to thank for this new decision is Amy Petchacek. She's the interim director of the Department of Workforce Development who took over the agency in September after Governor Tony Evers asked former DWD Secretary Caleb Fosterman to resign. It says that Petchacek says the department is now able to work through claims in the backlog at a much faster speed, and that anybody who's been waiting should expect to receive their money in the next couple of weeks. So that's great news. Thank you so much, Amy, and hopefully other states will follow in your footsteps. Now, we've received word that in the state of California, they're asking a lot of gig workers that are collecting PUA to pay the money back. And they said they found out what the problem is. They said a lot of them were instructed to simply submit their 1099 forms, and they did so providing their gross income, and they were supposed to report their net income. So there was, in some cases, a significant difference. Now, I'm going to be referencing an article, link in the description below, that reads, unfortunately, with the PUA, overpayment has to be recouped, said Michelle Evermore, a senior researcher with the National Employment Law Project. There is no waiver for that. Evermore said that at the beginning of the pandemic, the focus was on getting money out to the unemployed as quickly as possible. Because states focused right on processing old claims, it took a while for states to identify overpayment. So once they get there, it's been months. So people have gotten overpayments for a very long time already. Now, there's one example in the report that says a gentleman by the name of Greg Bevis was a gig worker, and he owes the state, he believes, $13,000, and that he reported his gross, not his net, and that it turns out he actually didn't even qualify for the program. And he said, had he known that, he wouldn't have applied at all and he wouldn't have taken any of the money because now they owe it all back. Now, like I said, link in the description below to the article where they say that this is a case of non-fraudulent payback. They said there's two types, fraudulent and non-fraudulent. And there's a link in the description below so you can go ahead and take a look at the process for each of those. But in either case, you have to pay the money back. Speaking of fraud, if you're wondering just how bad the situation is in California, they're now reporting that they believe that 1 out of every 3 claims are fraudulent. They're saying that they believe they found the biggest scam so far, where 35,000 claims have actually gone out in the names of inmates. And get this, 20,000 of that 35 has already been processed and paid out. And they're saying that they believe that this has cost the state over $1 billion in state funds. Let's take a look at a news report that breaks it down even further.
Now turning to that widespread fraud investigation announced by the DAs across California, including Sacramento and El Dorado counties. Prosecutors say that scammers have made hundreds of millions of dollars by using the names of jail and prison inmates to get unemployment payments.
It's thought to be the largest taxpayer fraud scheme in state history. We have been following EDD fraud issues for months now, uncovering issues with the department. And in fact, our KCRA3 investigation of EDD was highlighted by prosecutors as they're now demanding action from Governor Newsom.
And for more on how this happened and what's being done about it, let's check in right now with KCRA3's Vicki Gonzalez live at the Sacramento County Jail. Vicki.
Yeah, Galston and Edie, inmates within the Sacramento County Jail, are also involved in this fraud investigation. The task force believes this is a combination of lone actors, organized rings, and even identity theft, but it does include the names of notorious convicted murderers. You mentioned Scott Peterson, but also Wesley Shermantine from the Speed Freak Killers in San Joaquin County, and serial killer Carrie Stainer. EDD has been under sharp scrutiny as record claims overwhelm the state unemployment agency. But even this is staggering, as more than 1 million Californians went weeks, months even, without benefits. The EDD fraud task force found inmates within every prison and jail in the state collected unemployment.
That may well amount to upwards of $1 billion having already been paid in their names. It is perhaps and will be one of the biggest fraud of taxpayer dollars in California history.
Between March and August, at least 35,000 claims were filed in the names of inmates, 20,000 of which already paid.
These criminals, these murderers, these rapists.
Of those claims, at least 133 were the names of death row inmates. And the EDD fraud is so widespread, every county jail in the state is reporting losses. So, how did this happen?
Applications for unemployment benefits were made on behalf of inmates by persons on the outside who were friends and relatives.
Can the upwards of $1 billion be returned?
When you're talking about thousands of convicted felons that are engaged in this behavior, despite best efforts, the practical reality is the vast majority of this money will never be repaid.
And as the EDD backlog continues, the task force warns the fraud within prisons and jails is still happening.
That we have asked and implored the governor to get involved himself to turn the spigot off.
Wow, well, there you have it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And you heard there at the end of the video where they said they want Governor Gavin Newsom to turn the spigot off. Now, I cut the video a little short, but further on they said what they want to start doing is comparing unemployment claims next to prison records to make sure the incarcerated aren't collecting claims fraudulently with family on the outside. They said that most states already do this, and California is one of the only states that doesn't, but now they're doing it to try to stop this fraud. Well, you guys, that is your unemployment update as of today, Wednesday, November the 25th. I hope this was helpful and informative, and as more information rolls out, I'll be sure to share it here on the channel. And once again, if you haven't already, if you like and appreciate these updates, if you could do me a quick favor, it'll just take a second. Be sure to smash the like button. It helps out the channel. And if you'd like to stay up to date on everything as it rolls out, be sure to smash the subscribe button and the notification bell so that way as soon as I upload videos, you can be notified right away. And if you don't already, be sure to follow me on Instagram at SteveRam3. Well, you guys, I hope this reaches you well. Take care. God bless. Have a great Thanksgiving. This is Steve.